In this lesson, you will learn how to solve quadratic equations by factoring. To solve quadratic equations by factoring, your equation must equal 0. So you need to have all the terms on one side and make your equation equal 0, and then you'll factor and split up the terms and solve. Let's go ahead and get started. For number 1, it already equals 0, so I just need to factor this. First, you always look for the greatest common factor, which here I can take out a -3. I'm taking out a negative because this first term is negative. So negative 3x squared divided by negative 3 is x squared. 75 divided by negative 3 is negative 25 equals 0. Now I can factor this, so we have negative 3. This is a difference of two squares. You just get the square root, and one will be plus and one will be minus. So square root of x squared is x, square root of 25 is 5. So x minus 5 and x plus 5 equals 0. Now I need to split up this term. So before I do that, I can divide by this negative 3 because it does not have a variable. So I'll still get 0. Okay, so now I'm ready to split this up. So you'll have your first equation as x minus 5 equals 0, and your second equation as x plus 5 equals 0. This one I would add 5, and this one you would subtract 5. So for the first equation, you will get x equals 5, and the second one, x equals negative 5. Okay. For number 2, I need to either bring these to the right or these to the left. It's probably easier to bring these two to the other side, so let's go ahead and do that. So subtract 3x squared, subtract 3x squared, add 20x, and add 20x. So on this side, I know I'll have 0. Negative 4 minus 3 is negative 7x squared minus, no, it's going to be a plus. Negative 7 plus 20 would be plus 13x, and then minus 6. If your first term is negative here, especially with that trinomial, let's go ahead and divide everything by -1. And all that will do is change all your signs. It will make it so much easier for you to find your product and sum. So we have 0 equals 7x squared minus 13x plus 6. This is a trinomial. First, I would look for a greatest common factor, which I do not have one. Next, I need to do my product and sum. So you're looking for two numbers that would multiply to get 42. And then the sum is negative 13. So I know 7 times 6 is 42. 7 plus 6 is 13, but I need it to be negative. So I also know negative 7 plus negative 6 is 42. Negative 7 plus negative 6 is negative 13. If you need to review solving trinomial equations where a is greater than 1, go ahead and do that. Now you would take this and replace the middle term. So I have 0 equals 7x squared. You always want to group these with the one you would have a common factor with. So I'm going to bring the 7 first. Then minus 6x plus 6. Now we are going to group factor. Here I can take out 7x as a greatest common factor. 7x squared divided by 7x is x. Negative 7x divided by 7x is a positive, no, it's a negative 1. Here, because this is negative, I need to take out a negative, and I can take out a negative 6. Divide that, you will get x. 6 divided by negative 6 is negative 1. These have to be the same for you to move on. So since it's the same, it's our common factor, and then you write what's left, which is 7x minus 6. Now I'm ready to split these up and solve. So I have x minus 1 equals 0, and I'll write this one here because I need more room. 7x minus 6 equals 0. For this one, I just need to add 1 to get x equals 1 as one of my answers. For this one, you would need to add 6. So 7x equals 6, and then divide by 7. So x will be 6 over 7. Okay, number 3, again, I need this to equal 0. So I don't want my y squared to be negative, so let's go ahead and move the 9y to the other side. It's just going to go right here because those are not like terms. You just write out 6y squared minus 9y. They're not like terms because this one's squared and this one's not. Now I can do greatest common factor. Let's draw a line here. So I can take out a 3y because they both have a y. 6 divided by 3 is 2. Y squared divided by y is y. Minus 9y divided by 3y is 3. Now go ahead and split this up. So I have 0 equals 3y and 2y minus 3 equals 0. For this one, just divide by 3 and you'll get y 0 as one of your answers. For this one, add 3 on both sides to get 2y equals 3 and then divide by 2. I try to put in a lot of examples because I know these can be a little bit difficult. All right, number 4, it already equals 0, so I just need to do factoring here. I have a greatest common factor, which is x, so take out an x, divide everything by x. You're going to have 1 less x on each term. So this is a trinomial, okay? Bring down the x, and it is a is 1, so I can go ahead and find my numbers and plug those in. So product is 49, and the sum is negative 14. That is negative 7 and negative 7. Negative 7 plus negative 7 is negative 14. Negative 7 times negative 7 is 49. Now we're ready to solve this. So here I have x equals 0. That's already solved. You have to split up each term. Then here I have x minus 7 equals 0. This is the same thing, so you don't need to write it twice. So just add 7, and here you'll get x is 7. So 7 and 0 are your answers. For my last problem, it does not equal 0. So first subtract 24 and to bring it to this side. So I have x squared minus 5x minus 24 equals 0. This is a trinomial where a is not 1. So I know I'm going to go ahead and set it up like this. So you're looking for two numbers whose product is negative 24, and the same two numbers must add up to negative 5. That is negative 8 and positive 3. So then just solve them. Split them up. So here you're going to add 8. Here you're going to subtract 3 on both sides. So you will get x equals 8 and x equals negative 3. That is how you solve quadratic equations by factoring.